Good evening, Samkele. What is Supra? What is the nub of, Supra Mahumapelo's contention?
The issue with Supra Mahumapelo is that he doesn't thoroughly understand why the PEC of the Northwest Province had to be disbanded, knowing very well that he always says he was elected as the provincial chairperson of the ANC in the Northwest on the 11th of February on Valentine's Day. They are about 6 or 7 months away from a provincial conference, which was meant to take place next year, February. So he doesn't understand the rationale behind the disbandment of the ANC PEC in the Northwest Province. We do understand that there have been factions in the Northwest Province. You had the likes of China Todovu, Kenny Morolong, and the former provincial secretary, Kabelo Mutabogo, who was a provincial secretary to Supra Mahumapelo before he was booted out of that PEC and was sent to jail and was expelled from the ANC for some time. He's been out in the political wilderness in that province. He's back now as the official spokesperson of the provincial task team in that province, along with Keneto Mosonoko, who forms part of the PTT and is the coordinator. So it tells you that there have been factions in the Northwest Province. Those who were politically alienated and sidelined by Supra Mahumapelo have come back full force with this new regime in town of the ANC President Cyril Ramaphosa that is at the helm of the ANC. But you look at Supra Mahumapelo's political background and history, he has been disbanded 3 times, if not twice, if I am not mistaken, as a provincial chair of the ANC in the Northwest Province. In the history of the ANC in politics and in governance in the Northwest Province, if I'm not mistaken, there is no Northwest Premier who's finished their term of office in that full 4 or 5 years in term of office. So Supra Mahumapelo has unfortunately become a repetition of history, with him not being able to finish his term as the official premier of the Northwest Province. So his bone of contention here is, what are the grounds of the disbandment of the ANC PEC by the ANC NEC? You remember that NEC meeting they held in Cape Town, where he was officially asked to leave after the Northwest Province was disbanded.
Now, what is the reason for him to approach the courts? Is it because he doesn't feel comfortable speaking to the other faction, or is it because he feels the ANC headquarters are unprepared to listen, or is it because he just feels this is the best way to handle
it? Look, I don't want to be drawn into speculative journalism, but what I will say, and knowing the character of Supra Mahumapelo, you'd understand that there were a number of regions in the Northwest Province that have been disbanded by this current provincial task team led by the Keneto Mosonoko as the coordinator and the convener, who's also the premier of the province. So it tells you that he feels as if his ground or political ground, branches and regions are being eroded with the disbandment of these regions. For instance, they've disbanded the Dr. Kenneth Kaunda region. They've also disbanded the Dr. Ruth Mompati region, which is the Greater Taung area. That region has also been disbanded. You remember Paul Mashatile, during the consultative process of the ANC's NWC and Top 6 to that province, was prevented from consulting and speaking to branches in the Dr. Kenneth Kaunda region, which is the Greater Taung area. He was prevented from holding his meeting whilst the ANC president was in the Pujanala region. You've had also other officials in regions such as the Ngaka Mudiri Mulema. So you've got Supra Mahumapelo's political base, which is basically being eroded. And if he does not fight back, it basically means his chances of coming back as the provincial chair of the ANC in the Northwest are very slim if he has no influence in branches, zones and regions of the ANC. So it's a fight back strategy for him to reach back and come back to his high political climate, which he was at some point. You'd remember going to the 54th National Conference of the ANC. Supra Mahumapelo was the most vocal person or provincial chairperson of the so-called ANC Premiers League, which then comprised of Didi Mabuza and Ace Magashule. Let's just listen to a bite of Ace Magashule speaking about his friendship to Supra Mahumapelo and how he's advised him to deal with issues of the courts.
We have told them that it is better to resolve our issues outside the courts, and we could not entertain some of the things because comrades have decided to go to court, and at the same time they want to engage. And we have advised them that if they want to engage, let them get out of the court so that we sit down and engage with them.
Does that mean that Supra Mahumapelo has lost his one-time ally, Ace Magashule, who is now the Secretary General of the ANC? Or is Ace Magashule saying what he's saying because as the Secretary General of the ANC, that, in fact, is what he has to say, whether he likes it or not?
I'd let the viewer at home decide for themselves, but we'd have to paint a scenario where Gwede Mantashe was the Secretary General of the ANC. His ally in the KZN province, Senzo Mchunu, had been booted out as the provincial chairperson of the ANC in KwaZulu-Natal. James Nxumalo, who also comes from the communist bloc, had been removed as the provincial, or rather as the regional chair of the eThekwini region 3 times after the then NEC of the ANC was largely in favor of the then incumbent faction of the ANC of Super Zuma and Sihlezi Galala, which was pro the Premier League grouping. So it tells you that history may be repeating itself, where you may have a Secretary General who has a perceived faction that he is more lenient to, which is an allegation of Supra Mahumapelo and the then erstwhile Jacob Zuma faction. There are allegations of that Maharani meeting, which Supra Mahumapelo was part of, along with with Matuba Moyego, the Women's League Secretary General, and former President Jacob Zuma, which was a plot to allegedly remove the incumbent president of the ANC. So it looks as if the factions of the ANC that were there going towards the 15th National Conference have not yet subsided, have not gone past. But whether Ace Magashule has ditched Supra Mahumapelo as his ally or not, only time will tell. But what we do know is that list conferences are coming up, and with those list conferences coming up, people's jobs and deployments to provincial legislatures and to the National Assembly are at stake. So people will fight at all costs to retain their positions in the provincial legislatures and in the National Assembly, or even if it means staging a comeback from the political wilderness.
The ANC has pitched, never ending, one must say, pitched battles. ENCA's Samkele Maseko.